I just spent a good amount of time getting hit on purpose to test out Ironheart Landbreaker as I finally got my hands on this new special. Different flavor of buff vent. Sounds good to me. Let's check this puppy out. So for those who are aware, Ironheart Landbreaker states that using this ability allows you to create vents that give Slayers a buff, granting 40% damage resistance, and if you use charged ammo, 155 health and healing spread out over 30 seconds. That 30 seconds is telling, by the way. That's how long the damage resistance lasts as well. And no, using charged ammo does not seem to improve the damage resistance, sadly. All the charged ammo gets you is healing. That said, this is one of only 3 replenishable sources of healing in the game right now, the other 2 being Iceborne and Koshai Lantern. We'll be talking about this ability's interactions with Iceborne in a bit, don't worry. First though, let's talk about that healing. So the healing is not great, I'm not gonna lie. 155 health over 30 seconds is really low, more like a supplemental salve to work in tandem with other sources of healing. If you aren't getting hit, eventually, it will heal you up, assuming you keep the buff running, but if you aren't getting hit, you likely don't need the healing in the first place. It does seriously shut down wounding, though, which is nice, as the constant trickle of healing will purge wounds pretty handily. If you happen to have Antique Clip, the healing does go up, but it doesn't seem to be 300% better, as Antique Clip would indicate. That said, I'm really only eyeballing that, so I could be incorrect, but really, 300% better would be 620 health, and yeah, you know what, that's a lot, so maybe that's for the best. As for the damage reduction, that's where things start to get interesting, because that does stack. Sorta. Now, I'm not entirely certain on how the math checks out, but these damage resist numbers seem to stack additively. So 40% resistance plus 30% resistance means 70% resistance, not 48% resistance. Yeah, for resistances, additively is good. So, that's nice. That means that stacking the well and bulwark pots means you hit 85% damage resistance. That's honestly a really hefty amount of resistance. Now, if you're like me, I know exactly where your mind went. You're asking, what happens if I stack Iceborne on top of this? Iceborne gives 30% damage resistance below half health, right? 30 plus 40 plus 45 equals 115% damage resistance. Could I become literally unkillable as long as I have bulwark pots? Well, no. No, you can't. There seems to be a cap on how much damage resistance you can stack, as Bulwark plus Vent did the same as Bulwark plus Vent plus Iceborne. Guessing that limit is between 70 and 85%, but I can't be certain. So, that's the math. We understand what the perk can do, but the ringing question is it good? This is never pleasant, but no, I don't think it is. Now, but let me explain. See, if Ironheart were acquired earlier, I could see it being a nifty mod to help people get used to behemoths, a way to learn patterns and not get dumpstered while practicing. But it's not. This mod is there when you are ostensibly at the end of the game. You might have heard the phrase, there's no such thing as a free lunch. And that's actually universally true because of something called opportunity cost. Even if someone paid for my lunch, and it literally was money free, for me anyway, it still cost all the other things I could be doing in that time. That's opportunity cost. Now, free sandwiches are a fair use of my time as far as I'm concerned, but Ironheart isn't. By using Ironheart Landbreaker, I'm not using Mighty Landbreaker. And by the time I get Ironheart, I'm playing the kind of content that demands uptime and high damage. Even if I take less damage, getting hit has still seriously increased how long I'm going to be in this hunt. What's more, paradoxically, Ironheart might even fail as a defensive tool. The safest fight isn't one where it's hard to hurt you. The safest fight is one that's already over. And in Dauntless, very seriously, sometimes offense is the best defense. When the behemoth is on the ground staggered, that is the safest fight you'll have. And the damage boosts of Mighty Landbreaker and even Concussive Salvo let you get to that point faster. This special doesn't even work well with low health builds. Sure, you can resist a lot more damage by combining this with Iceborne, but you know what Iceborne likes even better? 20% extra damage for the lifesteal. And the healing from charge cells can actually deactivate your Iceborne, reducing your effective health by cancelling 30% of your damage resistance. Okay, I actually have one exception. If you are fighting a behemoth that can kill you at half health even with Iceborne, then theoretically Ironheart can work out, but taking a hit is still going to mess up your hunt times. So, when am I going to use this special? Honestly, I'm not. Not seriously, anyway. I'll play around with it on lower difficulty hunts, but I don't see any builds it really enables. Maybe it lets you use a low health build without Iceborne, but that just doesn't feel ideal. So yeah, in summary, it's not worth it. Get it if you have to have all things hammer, or if you're collecting stuff, but I don't consider it a worthwhile special. If you've liked the video, consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified when I put up new videos. I can often be found live on twitch.tv/Fletchriser, link is down in the description. I hope all of you have a good day, night, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Stay classy, everybody. Cheers.